This is Palantir stock, one of the greatest investments of the last decade. It went from all the way down here in the $5 range to over 200 bucks, peaking at about 206, and they currently hold one publicly traded investment, that being SRFM, which is what I want to talk about for this video. Does it make sense to buy, and why is Palantir interested in them exactly over pretty much any other competitor? So we're going to talk about SRFM. It's down off a cliff. Is it a good investment now? And I've got a few things here to make a very straightforward and quick breakdown of what you actually need to know and what's just noise. So let's talk about news. Obviously, Palantir expanded their partnership with them. This came out just 8 hours ago. The stock flew up 30%. Most of that was just, people buying into hype, not really expecting to hold those shares. However, usually when we see a very big pickup in just stock price because of Palantir news, it tends to do pretty well. For example, this move from pretty much the same price it's at now to well over $6. We had this was another Palantir partnership announcement going from about the same price that it is now, peaking at $10. This was more rumors, and then finally we got more confirmation of expanded partnerships. So I think Surf Air is definitely worth looking into. They're also doing a trial in Hawaii, but they're expecting to do a whole lot more in the US in the coming years. And guys, I hope it says here, it's an $89 million market cap, printing 128 million in revenue this year in 2026, and forecasted to by 2029 be at just about 360 million in revenue. Right now the stock price doesn't reflect that because, 88 million, 89 million dollar market cap doesn't really add up, right? So their price to sales ratio makes it cheap on paper. It's actually below 1. I think just about 0.42. And that's just because the market isn't loving them right now. They're not doing anything amazing right now besides, Palantir getting more equity in the company. They're now a 10% shareholder. But their earnings looks good. This kind of recap, their earnings look great. Actually, they missed once. The rest, they've been pretty spot on, and one major beat in the last quarter of 2024. They're about to report earnings again in August. I want to be expanding my Palantir position, my SRFM position. Palantir looks pretty good as well, but SRFM right now, I think at under $100 million market cap makes sense. Palantir believes in them in the long term. That's why Palantir is accepting to take their stock as a form of payment. Palantir does not charge them a single dollar because they think they can make a lot of money from their stock going up. So I'd like to be in at the same price as Palantir is in, which clearly is pretty good. But what historically, but what do analysts think of it? Minimum price target, 70%. Average price target, 500%. Now, when I look at this, I don't immediately think, okay, it's gotta go up 500%. No, but just the fact that the minimum price target is significantly higher than the current price gives me a lot of hope to hold these shares for a long time because according to professional analysts, this could be outperforming the S&P 500 in a much shorter time frame than it would take, to make the same 100% in the S&P 500, that could take 5 to 10 years. Maybe even more, depending if there's like a pullback, big crash, which typically there is. With SRFM, you could make that maybe in a year, maybe in 6 months even, especially with how the stock reacts after insane Palantir related news. So I'm buying in. I'll alert any positions I take in the Discord. They're going to be at very specific prices. Guys, make sure to subscribe and have a great day.